Lewo.
McSweeney.
How are we?
Swell.
Welcome to the Gus and Lewo show.
Installment 2.
Installment 2, mate. Excited?
We're back.
We're back. Ready for
By
it?
popular demand.
Yep, by popular demand.
We are alive.
We're not exactly live.
No, we are not.
How was your weekend, mate?
Mate, it was a busy weekend, but I started on Friday night. I went and saw It.
Oh,
And
I pulled out of that.
I know you're not a big fan of old horror flicks, but I thought I could give the people of my movie experience on Friday.
Terrifying?
Mate, I haven't been to the movies in quite some time. I love movies, but it's just so easy to stream movies, save your money, and watch it from the comfort of your own home.
Yep.
But I wanted to give it a shot in the movie cinemas because my friend and I, Joe Tiernan, have been very excited to watch it for quite some time now. So we went on Friday night at about 8, and I rock up, and Joe's girlfriend, Catherine, is there. So immediately I'm the third wheel on their date.
You've been there before, bud, haven't
I
you?
have been there before.
You've been there a few times.
I'm constantly there. I'm always third wheeling. And I go up and buy my ticket. I get stung $19.
That's ridiculous, mate. Go to Balmoral Cinemas. $8.
$8. See, that's...
Student $6.50.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, man. I do the old give him the student card, and then the Geeben always checks the expiry date, and you get stung for 19 instead of $6.50 for a UQ student. So, not impressed, Indro Event Cinemas.
It's a rip-off, mate.
So I go from there, I get my medium Coke, I get set back another $7. So, straight off the bat, I'm already a bit, was this the best idea?
Should have stayed home, watched some Netflix.
Exactly. I'm really into Bates Motel at the moment. If anyone hasn't seen it, not too bad. And we get into the movie cinema. We're walking up. It's a very busy cinema session.
Yeah.
And a boyfriend and girlfriend are sitting in our seats.
Yeah.
But our
because
seats
it's allocated seating.
allocated seating. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. And Joe does not shy away from confrontation. He immediately goes up to them, tells them, "You're in our seats." The boyfriend was not impressed.
Did he point at you at the same time when he was like, "So this is my girlfriend and my friend that's watching it with us"?
No, I stood there very awkwardly and quiet. So they move, we sit down, the movie starts, and I've suddenly realised that the entire cinema are all on dates or in relationship. It's all a boyfriend taking their girlfriend, doing the standard.
What happened to your date?
My date got stuck in traffic, or glandular. Either excuse will do.
Did you give her glandular?
No.
We're sure it was a her.
And so we've got some high school kids. The movie atmos is terrible. They're all trying to play tough guy.
Each other.
Tough guy as well, and then they're paying out the movie and laughing at it when it's meant to be scary. And we had some dickhead who just starts
clapping.
He clapped 3 times
That's
throughout
just attention
the movie.
seeking.
It is, isn't it? And it was really distracting from my movie experience. And I still thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I won't go into it, but I do recommend seeing it. It's one of the better horror movies I've seen recently.
There is no chance in hell I'm going to see that movie.
We'll see about that.
No,
Maybe one day.
No way will I see that movie. Was it terrifying?
Mate, there's a lot of jump scares.
Yeah,
a lot of
can't
jump
stand
scares.
that. No, don't like it.
But
That'll
also
freak me out.
It was good because it wasn't your standard horror movie where you don't invest at all in the characters. All the kids were really quite good. They're all stereotypical.
Did people take children to it?
No, the main characters are kids.
Oh, right.
So you got your brave kid, you got your fat kid, you got your nerd kid, you got your Jewish kid, you got your token black kid. Like it had every stereotypical guy, and then you had like the bully jocks and all this. But no, all in all, it was a good movie experience.
Yeah.
There hasn't been many good movies this year besides like a Dunkirk.
Yeah, that was fantastic, Dunkirk. I loved that.
But
That was the best movie I've seen in a few years.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the feeling that you got from that movie, just of the fear that they would have been going through on that beach. I had shivers up my spine the whole movie.
Well, what do you always say? You know...
What?
Well, what's that? How you always say, you've got it pretty good?
Yeah, we've got it pretty good. When you think about it, 17-year-olds, even 16-year-olds were going over there and fighting for our freedom. And here we are, 23 years of age, never really been that scared. Never been that scared in our lives. All we've had to worry about is what movie to see on the weekend, or where's the cheapest bottle-o to go to. Whereas those poor bastards were worrying about getting shot in the head.
Yeah.
And they were talking to their best mate, and the next thing, their best mate's gotten his head blown off. So, I just watching that movie and having those emotions, it was incredible. But with talking about cinemas, I have been in movies where I've sat next to someone who had a cold. It was The Hobbit. And it's a 3-hour-long movie, and this bloke has sit next to me. Well, actually, there was one of my friends next to me, and he was next to him. Luckily, it wasn't me sitting there, because I would have had to say something to this guy. But throughout the whole movie, he's just doing this. Just clearing his throat. And we're talking and The Hobbit.
Me.
And we're talking The Hobbit. Like a fantastic movie, but it got ruined because of this selfish prick sniffing, coughing. You don't go to a cinema. You don't go to a movie if you've got a cold. Stay at home. Because you got to think about other people when you're in a cinema.
Yeah.
And here I am, losing my mind, don't really give a shit about the movie. All I'm thinking about is this bloke with a cold. I don't want to get sick, and I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, I can't. Eating and drinking.
Yep. Popcorn.
With ice. I've sat next to a woman once who was eating chips out of a chip packet, and was just, after she'd finished the chips, folded the chip packet up. So a solid 5 minutes of her crunching her chip packet. I can't remember the movie, but it definitely ruined the movie for me. And I don't go to movies that often because of it, because it's not good for my stress levels. My father hasn't been to movies since I was 6 years of age. Was the last time I reckon he's been to a cinema, because he had to take me.
At least 15 years.
Yeah, and he doesn't go purely because of the popcorn and the slurping of Slurpees.
Yep.
So I can understand it, because it drives you mad.
Yeah, and I don't understand people that, because then you're like, you're being a nag, and you're letting it get to you. But I can't understand how you can't let it get to you. Well,
you're meant to. The director's not thinking when he's making the movie, I've got to think about the people. I've got to make it really loud in certain parts because there's people eating popcorn.
Yeah.
Like, they're not thinking about it. They're thinking about you being completely focused on the movie, but you're not, because you've got some rude, obnoxious twat.
Yeah.
Crunching, slurping, chewing with their mouth open.
Yep.
But I'm getting a bit negative here about cinemas.
No.
I'm getting a bit negative.
Well, that's the thing. That's it. On Friday, I realised why I really don't go to the movies much anymore. Yeah. And I still watch every movie, but I just don't go to the movies much anymore, purely because of this. And
the Netflix is becoming huge now, because you can have the privacy of your own home. Don't have to $8, $10 a month.
Yep.
And you can pick what movie you want. And they're coming out with. Have you seen that Scorsese's going to be making a new one on Netflix with De Niro?
Didn't they get
Al Pacino?
Joe Pesci, I believe.
Yeah, Joe Pesci. He hasn't. When was the last time you saw him on a screen?
Exactly.
And he's one of the best actors of all time.
Yeah.
And apparently it's going to be another. I don't know. I think it's another mobster movie. But I'm looking forward to that. But that's the sort of stuff Netflix is doing.
Yeah, no, they're way ahead of the curve at the moment. Products like Stan and Amazon are doing the same thing now.
Yeah, there's so much choice to have at home.
Absolutely, the freedom of choice. Yeah,
that's and it's good. The competition's good. You can go onto Amazon has a site where you can watch all of Seinfeld's old episodes.
Yeah,
it's great. I'm loving it.
And then also, I know it's illegal, but streaming online is way too easy. Like the movie only has to be out in the cinemas for a week, and you can find it online.
And streaming, like with the Conor McGregor Mayweather fight, did you hit 100 million people?
That's crazy.
Illegally streamed that fight.
That's crazy.
Think about how much money Floyd and Connor missed out on because of illegal streaming.
Oh, how I feel so bad for them. They didn't make much money, did they?
It's their fight. They deserve that money. But because you've got Facebook, you've got YouTube streaming it illegally, they don't have any right to it.
Yeah.
They don't have any right to it, so it's not right. They shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. Oh, mate, on the weekend, UFC, you're able to just stream it straight off Facebook now.
Yeah, I watched. I watched.
Oh, you're taking their money now, eh?
I know I'm contradicting myself here, but I watched it on YouTube. The Nunes and the what's that?
Shevchenko.
Yeah,
Shevchenko. I can't even
I
pronounce that. Terrible fight card. Absolutely terrible fight card. I didn't watch it at all.
Their fight was quite boring.
Yeah, there was one big heavyweight fight, but that got cancelled. But moving on, mate. You sent me a text and you said you're treating a back injury.
A back injury?
Yeah.
Yeah, while watching that fight, I was nursing a back injury.
Well, what's happened? You said we're going to leave it.
I was in the gym, and I've spotted some good-looking girls walk into the gym, and of course, I get a bit too excited. I think these girls are obviously in the gym here to watch me. They're obviously in here to watch me work out and sweat my ringer out. And I did so. I sweat my ringer out and I went way too hard. And I pulled my back out while I was doing some deadlifts. I hid the pain well. They
walk it off.
For all they know is I could have gone for another 10 sets. For all they knew. And I've had to recover from it by doing a bit of yoga. So I love my yoga, and I've been doing it, mate. I've been doing it for quite a few months now. It's really therapeutic. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
You get to go in for an hour.
Are you the only male on these sessions?
Oh, there's one other bloke that is an amazing yoga athlete. So he can put his legs behind his head, and he makes me look like an absolute rookie.
Jesus.
But the only problem I have with yoga is I go in there with the thought that I'm going to go in there and relax.
Yeah.
Think about my breathing in, think about my breathing out.
Yep.
But when I'm doing the downward dog at full stretch, all I can think about is trying not to fart. So I'll be doing the downward dog and I'll have to stop myself from farting. And the guy who can put his legs behind his head thinks he's all smart and tough, thinks I'm a rookie.
Yeah.
He probably isn't thinking about me at all, but still, I'm saving him a lot of pain.
A world of hurt.
Because he was right behind me when I stopped doing the stretch, and if I kept on doing the stretch, his nostrils would have been obliterated. And so I'm doing him a favour. I miss out on the stretch because I'm worrying about other people.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to
safety.
But I almost think they should do a yoga class just for people that want to fart. Because I swear every session I have to at least 3 times stop myself
from farting.
Yeah. Because think about it, when you're stretching your glutes out or you're doing a roll on your back.
Yeah, true.
It puts pressure on your intestines.
Yeah.
And it's bound to happen.
I reckon you'd be surprised. You wouldn't be the only one having this dilemma inside your head.
I'd like to think the girls don't have that dilemma. I'd like to think the girls don't. But the blokes, I swear to God, they would be doing the same thing.
Yeah. Well, mate, I'm in a pretty cheery mood. We've just finished work.
Yeah.
And the old Cowboys got up yesterday. And what a heroic game that was.
You're a Cowboys fan now?
I've always been a Cowboys fan.
Was it last week you were a Broncos fan?
I'm a Broncos fan as well, but I'm a Cowboys fan.
JT gets injured. Oh, I'm a Broncos fan now.
JT got injured months ago.
Yeah, and you've been a Broncos fan for a few months.
I'm a fan of both. Always have been, always will be.
No, you can't be a fan of both.
They're both Queensland. I don't give a shit about the Gold Coast Titans. But
they're Queensland team, Reese.
No, I used to.
You're a fan of them.
Well, because they didn't renew Matt Rogers' contract and then they forced him into retirement. So that left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth because I'm a massive Matt Rogers fan.
Yeah.
And he did wonders for that club. So after that really showed me that, this isn't a really properly run organisation. Then look what's happened to them in recent history.
But you're a solid... Cowboys is your team now after the game yesterday.
And Tao Malolo is my brother. That guy is a madman. And he's
an animal.
He hasn't had the best 2017 season. He's been a bit up and down off his Ty Daly M season.
Well, he doesn't have to
last
worry
year.
about much, knowing he's going to be there for 10 years.
Yeah, well deserved. If he doesn't get injured, I reckon that's a good contract for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But when the going was getting tough there in that middle third, he was dominating the hit-up game. He made well over 200 metres. I think he had 8 tackle busts. He got a try with 4 people on him, and you could just see he really wanted. He got a great strip on Luke Lewis that really turned the game. We got up the other end, but I learnt out a few things. I learned. I don't want to talk about the Cowboys for too much, but the game in total. I've never been a huge Michael Morgan fan. I think sometimes he is quite overrated. His catch and pass ability is quite ordinary, in my opinion. He looks for himself a bit too much for a fly half, but 5'8". But he does turn up in the big games, and he produced a few big moments there. Obviously, he got the game-winning field goal, but I was impressed. And also Andrew Fafita, just that brain snap. You can't make it like you to run towards the sideline on the 5th tackle away from your field goal options, to run towards the sideline and then just to throw a dribble out of the hand.
That's just a selfish play.
He didn't even give his chance. He didn't even give his team a chance
He was wanting
to win
all
that game.
He was wanting all the glory.
He did, and he's a massive man with nice footwork. Why not just bust it for another 10, maybe 15 metres? He was making big meters, always has been. And could have given Jimmy Maloney a real good shot at kicking that over, and we would have gone to another overtime. But he went for the glory, and it backfired on him.
You'd want to hope that the players behind the scenes got right up him.
Well, mate,
You'd have to say something in the sheds. You'd have to.
Mate, I wouldn't let him come to Mad Monday. On paper, the Cowboys had no, they had no chance of winning that game, and they just shot themselves in the foot. Cowboys wanted it more, and they were a less talented ball club. But, anyway.
Fafita probably wanted to go to Mad Monday so he could go hang out with his bikie mates and do all the drugs in the world.
and also,
such a grub.
Also, it's such a hard league to win back-to-back premierships, the NRL.
Yeah.
It's been proven again, They've been a bit inconsistent this year, the Sharks, but they had enough talent to go all the way this year or really give Melbourne a run for their money. But, yeah, And the Broncos.
Broncos, yeah, it was upsetting. It was upsetting to see.
And you said they missed Darius quite a bit.
I know you don't like Darius that much, but you could see that we were missing him in defence. That there was one try that was just a walkover for them.
Yeah.
And it was just simple numbers. If Darius Boyd was there, he would have called it. He would have said numbers left, and they would have tackled the guy easily. And our defence has been good all year, and then this one game where he's gone...
Yeah.
And we're up against a half-decent size, our defence goes to shit. Adam Blair, like, I
don't know what I think about Blair, mate.
Yeah, he's going next year. But the way I've seen him in previous games hold the ball with one hand.
Yeah, handling errors are terrible.
That stuff. And he goes for offloads where there's not on.
It's not on.
You don't do 50-50 passes in a final. In a final like that.
Well, mate, they really needed to win that game because they got the Panthers next week, and then if they hopefully they get through that, then they got Melbourne. But it would have been nice for them to have an easier run to get in. But and mate, I have a bone to pick with you.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Why?
You haven't been on blast yet for this, and
What?
you deserve it.
What do I deserve?
Is your absolute abysmal game on Snapchat. It needs to be shunned, and I'm doing it on the platform of the Gus and Lewo podcast. And the people have a right to voice their opinion.
I get overexcited. I have a few rum and cokes,
and
I feel like everyone wants to see what I'm doing.
In reality,
no, I feel like a few people would have been entertained. There would have definitely been a few. Who is this dickhead?
Yeah,
but I think
I was one of those.
Yeah, exactly. But that wasn't the most embarrassing thing. Me Snapchatting myself dancing. What the thing? When you have flashbacks throughout the week.
The moral hangover.
The moral hangover. Yeah. Well, I was having flashbacks all week of I was dancing, right? And you could see in the Snapchats I was dancing quite hard. And when I'm off the dance floor, I go outside onto the deck and I go up to a girl, and because I'm a bit sweaty, I go up and lift my armpit into her face and go, "Do I stink?" Poor, I know.
How do
How do you think I feel with the flashbacks of me doing this?
At what point
Did I think it was a
did
good
you think
idea?
that was a good idea?
When I did it, and that's the only time, I thought, oh, this is a good way to get a bit of attention. How much do I stink? And so I put my armpit on, do I stink? And she's gone, she
She sniffed your armpit.
She sniffed my armpit. It was like, oh, you're not that bad, but you probably should put deodorant. And I'm there, where can I get some deodorant? She's like, oh, come with me. So she took me to the bathroom, lifted up my shirt and sprayed deodorant on my underarms. And I'm there going, oh, thank you. Smell me again. Do I smell better? And she goes, yeah, you're all good now.
Oh.
And so that's the flashback I've been having. I'll be in the shower, I'll be in bed, and I'll just, for some reason, it'll just hit me and I'll just go, oh, why did I do that? You idiot. And then I wake up the next morning, early, before everyone else, and remember the Snapchats that I've taken. Straight away, I just delete them all. Get a message from a few friends saying, glad you deleted those, mate. Really glad, because they were shocking. And there was one that was funny, I reckon. And that's them saying that. There was like probably one Snapchat, Gus, that was funny.
1 out of 20. I reckon we can fix this, mate. I reckon you've got a future business. I've got a future business idea, and you can be my first guinea pig. I reckon we should get a breathalyzer that you plug in to where you charge your phone, and if you've had over 10 standard drinks, mate, you get denied from using Snapchat.
Snapchat would be very rarely used if that was the case. Because the only time I use Snapchat when I'm sober is filming you doing silly shit, or filming you when I annoy you. And
the only times when you use Snapchat on a night out is when you're surrounded by girls. And you're
lost.
like, everybody, get in the background of my Snapchat. Everyone get around me, act like we're having a great time. Woo! Everybody, yeah! Woo! We're having the best night ever, baby. Woo!
Mate, I should delete Snapchat. I should delete Facebook off my phone. I should delete Instagram.
Why Facebook off your phone?
Oh, because the amount of time I waste on Facebook throughout the day.
It's very unproductive, isn't it?
Well, you're just scrolling the feed. Occasionally, you might get a good news report or something that's worth knowing.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's just seeing what other people have commented on what someone else has done, and then you look at their reply of that person's comment, and it's just meaningless stuff.
Yeah.
That's just filling my brain full of useless knowledge. Where what we should be doing is not using our phone and just thinking.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like, I've got a friend whose grandfather, what he did before he made great success in life was he was a truck driver. And what he said was, after he'd become extremely successful, he said, I loved being a truck driver because it gave me time to think. I could think of my next move.
Yeah.
And I reckon that's great advice. But because of everyone using Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat, no one's thinking anymore. You're not thinking of the next big idea or your next move.
Yeah.
It's just a waste of time, and I've got to get rid of it. I know Snapchat's fun when you're not that fun for me, but it's fun when you're drunk and stuff like. But think about all the times people are drunk using Snapchat. It looks like they're having fun from our perspective because we're watching a video of them. But they're just staring at a screen with a white light on their screen, filming themselves. And I do it, I'm guilty of it.
Yeah, guilty as charged.
Yeah, but I do it for like a 10-minute part of the night where I get overexcited and think, this is a good idea, I'll Snapchat, this looks fun. But for the large majority of the night, I'm not.
Yeah. And it's very consuming. And then you start living through a phone screen.
Yeah,
instead of actually just enjoying the moment.
It's sad. I was at dinner the other night and with a few friends for a birthday.
Half were on the phone.
No. That would actually, the blokes I were with were good. It's good to see that most of my mates are pretty good about it.
Yeah.
And if there was someone on their phone, there was one there, Nick Meadows.
Name drop him, call him out.
Yep, mate, you've got to work on your phone addiction because it is unreal. But he wasn't that bad that night. But I've seen him at a dinner table, at a breakfast table, and he's not listening to anyone's conversations.
That is just blatantly rude, Nick.
That is rude, and I don't approve of it.
And I don't even know who you're texting, but anyway.
But even like the other day, I was at work by myself, and I was just scrolling the feed. I'm like, what am I doing? And I've stopped, and then I've gotten out my notes section of my phone, and I've just thought of stuff and just written it down. It was just random stuff that's grinding my gears, stuff that we could bring up on the podcast. But it was just me thinking.
Yeah.
Like, I know people probably don't think I think of much.
Yeah.
But I do.
You think that's scary.
Yeah, I do. But everyone has thoughts. But because people use Facebook and Instagram, all these social media outlets, they're not using their potential. They're just blind to it all because they're reading pointless stuff.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean anything, does it?
No. Well, that's a bone I've got to pick about the old social media, mate.
So you think there's a lot of time wasted and brain capacity on social media?
Yeah, and I'm at fault as well.
At least you recognise it.
My father can't stand it. I don't do it too much around him, but he's always, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people that have their parents getting up them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And the old, I noticed there's one of our friends who he must scroll his own timeline every day.
Mate.
Every day, because there is stuff popping up on my news feed every day from stuff from 2009 to 2015 where you've got to be scrolling down quite a far way to be able to see it.
Yeah. Just for the listeners here, we've got an Asian mother and her toddler kid, and they're chasing around these poor ducks in this park. And it's like, leave the ducklings and the ducks alone. And they're just chasing them relentlessly, and it's distracting me.
They want to make a bit of Peking duck. Well, look at the good food.
A bit of sugomi. I don't even know what's in sugomi.
Sugomi's Italian, you dickhead.
Is it?
That's a good restaurant in Oxford Street.
Oh, is it? Yeah, that's
good.
right.
That's not Asian. That's not Chinese. But yeah, we should ask them if they can...
They're trying to catch dinner tonight.
Yeah, catch dinner tonight. A bit of Peking duck.
Better train them
Kung
early.
Pao chicken.
Train them early.
Yeah, has she got one? Ooh, that was close.
If she actually gets a duck, should we go down there and be like, give it back, lady?
Mate, if we were starving right now, we would have to shoot one.
Well, we haven't got anything to shoot it with.
We would have to...
You'd have to corner it and...
If it was for some reason...
God,
I know...
That would be classic. Two boys trying to catch a duck in a park.
I don't know why, but I often think about that. Like, imagine if something happened, like, I don't know, the hurricanes over in America. Imagine just a heap of hurricanes came through and it was basically an apocalypse.
Oh, yeah, the old apocalypse fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
where would you bunker?
I'd be looking at those ducks right now and just thinking food.
Yeah, yeah.
I should be eating those. I should be killing it, eating it. But that's not going to happen because you just had a Mars bar and a Monster Energy drink. I just had a can. I'm still having my can of Coke. Had a bit of roast pork for lunch, so I'm content.
You're chuffed. You're chuffed right now.
But if we had to do it, we'd do it.
Yeah, when push came to shove, I think you know, I would even be content slicing a fillet off your chest or something and putting that on the grill.
Oh, there's a lot of meat there, bro. A lot of meat there, bro. Yeah.
Oh, please don't do that again.
Big dogger. You'd love it, wouldn't you, Lewo?
Mate,
You'd love to feast on a little bit of my glutes, wouldn't you? You'd like to have a bit of Angus meat. Angus's meat.
Oh, yeah. On that note, well, we're going to get going, but...
How long have we gone for? We're going for half an hour?
Yeah, perfect.
That's good.
Yeah.
Anything else we wanted to touch on?
I don't think so. I ordered Robbie Williams tickets drunk, so I guess I'm going to Robbie Williams.
I was there when you did that.
That was a bit silly.
That'll be fun, but...
It'll be fun, but... It's an... I don't know really what I was thinking.
He is a legend.
Yeah, he'll be good. He's one of the...
Is he gay?
No, mate. That guy would get so much...
I'm pretty sure he's gay, dude.
No, he's not.
I reckon you're going to get proven wrong after this podcast, mate.
All right, we'll Google it and see if he's gay after this. But this weekend we've got our first guest on the Gus and Lewo show. You'll have to wait and find out who it is. He is...
Whoop, they've got a duck.
They've got a duck.
No, they've got dinner tonight.
They've got a duck. They have got the duck.
Bit of soy sauce with that, please. Bit of fried rice.
And we've got our first guest Friday. So
He's had a bit of fried rice at his time. Hey.
and so that will be good. And then the week after, we'll do a mailbag Q&A.
Yeah, actually, guys, send in some questions if you want any.
Anything and everything.
Yeah, well, we are the local Brains Trust. The Gus and Lewo Brains Trust.
Yeah, you're in safe hands.
So if you have any queries, it can be anything.
Absolutely anything.
Just about life. If you want some advice, any type.
If you're trying to impress a girl, I'll help you out.
Yeah, Lewo can give you some Tinder advice. He's been using Bumble and a little bit of Grindr recently. So
What's Bumble?
Bumble, haven't you heard of Bumble's actually not bad. It's where the girl has to message you first.
So I wouldn't get any.
What? Come on, Lewo. The girls want confidence, mate.
Yeah, dude, my mailbox would be off the chain.
Yeah, I know, mate. Well, you got to just give it a try. You got to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Racy.
So yeah, we'll do Q&A in a week or two. But yeah, first guest is Friday. Keep an eye out for that. And if anyone's going to the WWE live show in Brisbane, I will be there. I am the Smacker Down.
Oh, that'll be epic.
Greatest form of entertainment.
Oh, I can't wait.
Sports entertainment.
Can't wait. No,
So,
that'll be good, mate.
You know, if you smell what Gus and Lewo are cooking, hit us up and we'll catch you next time.
I know what I can smell. Bit of Kung Pao chicken from the old woman down here in the park.
Okay. All right. Catch you next time.
See you later, guys.